Okay, while I'm holding this paper, I need you guys to have a brush ready, any brush. I will explain about the brush just now. And I need you to have a paper stump ready. If you do not have a paper stump, do not worry. Then you can use a earbud. If you do not have an earbud, we can work around that. But also a piece of toilet paper. Don't just get one um, sheet, get two sheets at least, not more than that, or a tissue. I will show you how to fold the tissue, and then we can carry on. And all your graphite pencils, we're not going to use all of them, but we're going to use most of them. Okay, guys, the guys that came late, your rectangles, we will have to do like this. Your first rectangle, divide it in two so that you have 5 blocks for me. So just put it in at 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 6 and 8 centimeters. Your second rectangle, you need to have 10 blocks. So every centimeter, you can make a light line for me. Your third rectangle is going to be empty. And the fourth rectangle is going to have 4 blocks. You have to divide it in 4. How to do that one is go in half and then divide that half in half and divide that half in half. And then just write at the top rectangle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second one, each and every block gets a number. Third one stays open. And the last rectangle will have a pencil 2H, 4B, 6B, and 2B. I will explain that now for you guys, okay? All right. I'm just going to get my pencils ready because I forgot to put my pencils ready. We have to have a 2B, HB. Let me just see. I have a HB, a 4B, and a 6B. I'm using new pencils, so I'm a little bit confused on the markings. Who just joined? Let me see. I will talk to him now. Explain now what to do. So my new pencils are confusing me. I'm testing it out, but it's not always nice or easy to see the markings or the numbers on there. Let me just see who is here still with us. So there's somebody there. I'm not sure who that is because I can't see the name. So the new person that just joined, please draw me 5 circles on your page. We're going to start right after this. 5 circles on your page, and then 4 rectangles of 10 centimeter by 1 centimeter. And then you get your pencils ready for me. For the circles, we are just going to use a 2B and a 5B, or a 2B and a 6B. So you can get that ready for me so long, 2B or a 5B, and or a 2B and struggling again. 2B. I'm looking for my 2B. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys, are you ready for me? I just want to explain this value checker. This value checker you can get from me. You don't have to buy this one. They normally sell about for 15 to 25 Rand. You can get one from me. What this one gives you is to double check if your tonal values are as dark as they need to go or as light as they need to go. You do not have to have one ready for today, but if you get back to class, or even if you don't get back to class, please come get one from me. I have a few left, that I can give you one of these. Okay, this is a 10 scale, but we're going to start on the circles now, and we're going to use the first circle, and I'm going to explain how to do that. We're going to use circular shading, omakrillo I call it, and I'm going to show you the light is going to come from this side again, and then we're going to start about there. If you can just have a look, and very lightly fill the whole circle. Hold your pencil at the back with your 2B, please, and very lightly, small, not big ones, just fill up the whole circle with circular movements. If you hear noises at the back, it's my parrot. I'm in a different room today because my husband needs the other room. That room is very quiet, but my parrot is bathing, I think, because it's sounding like that. She's doing something, and hopefully she will keep quiet today. Otherwise, I will have to take her out. So just put a base of graphite on your paper. Don't do it hard and very dark, because if you do it dark from the word go, you will not be able to do lots and lots and lots of layers on that. So you can basically see I have done a little bit of that. Mine is too little. I'm going to go and give a little bit more graphite, because remember, we're going to blend with a brush. So if yours looks very thin, very lightly go and put another layer on there. It's going to go a little bit darker, but don't worry about that. You're working on the side of your pencil. We use this method of shading on the side of the pencil so that we do not have harsh lines, especially in the face, if we want to do a face. Okay, now I have given it a base. I'm going to go to my 5B or 6B, and now I'm going to start in the middle there about, and I'm going to work to the bottom. But I'm going to start lightly. If you start very harshly now, you won't be able to blend that out. So work lightly, put your 5B or 6B on there, and remember, in a circle, your shadow is curving to the bottom side, like that. Okay, so do me 2 layers of your 6B or 2 layers of your 5B. The person who just joined, I'm not sure who it is now. I will look, Nana. Please draw me 5 circles. And then when you're finished with 5 circles, please draw 4 rectangles of 10 centimeter by 1 centimeter. It looks like this, 10 centimeter by 5 centimeter. I will explain that now. So do me 2 layers of the darker pencil, which is the 5B or the 6B. So you have used 2 pencils now. We are going to do 2 more layers on this after we have brushed that. So please take your brush for me. If I can find my brush. Okay, you can either use, let me just get my brush and show you. I just had it, Nana. You can either use a brush with soft bristles, or but still stiff, or you can use a stiffer one. But be careful if you use a stiffer one, because if you press hard, you can damage your paper. Don't do that. You want to put layers on there. So I'm going to do it with a stiff one just to show you that you can do this. I'm going to start in the white, very lightly in circular movements, just touching the pencil that I just put in, just touching that. And then I'm going to go up to the dark one, but not going in the dark one. Just the first layer. Circular movements, do not press hard. So we started in the white and we worked into the first tonal value. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to touch, like I started on the white side, I'm going to touch from the light side and touch the dark side, circular movements, just the edge first, just the edge first. And then I work the whole bottom part of the circle. Small circular movements. Please don't take your brush now to your light side because your brush is dirty with graphite. You don't want to go into your light side now. Let me show you how dirty your brush can go. Okay, this one is still holding it, but you can see the tip of my brush is dirty. So I have to clean it before I go back to my white side or my light side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure everything blended in nicely. Don't press hard. Go to the dark side. Work it in layers. And now I have a very smooth ball. That's not my finished product, but I want to show you that most of my lines or harsh lines are disappeared now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back to my 2B, take it again at the back of the pencil, and very lightly go over the whole ball again. Make sure that where there are spaces where it's a little bit darker, that you fill that up with your pencil so that you have an even shading. She's enjoying her bath. And now she's talking. She will start now. Okay, when you have done the whole ball from the light pencil towards the bottom of your ball, you go back to your darker pencil, which is 5B or 6B, but now I want you to do it differently. I want you to start at the bottom with medium pressure. Take your pencil in the middle, medium pressure, and work lightly towards the lighter value. So medium pressure, circular movements, work lighter towards the lighter color. Medium pressure, work lighter, because now we will have more graphite to blend around. So why would we use a brush? You don't have to. I'm just showing you that there are various ways that you can have your shading become realistic. So if it's your thing to draw realistically, then you need to know how to use your pencils, and realistic drawings are so much in nowadays, because people want to have their family drawn, people want to have their cats and their dogs drawn. So you have to know when to go dark and when to go light and how to blend. That's what we're going to do today, blending options. So I have put a little bit of a dark side there, but if you look at my picture, you will see that it's not dark enough. So I'm going to go and do another layer on my dark side, holding my pencil in the middle, because now I have more control, because I can press a little bit harder, so medium pressure. And then we're going to go again. If you see harsh lines, work it out by going lighter from that line onwards or backwards. Okay. Okay, go back to your brush. And again, if you clean your brush first, again start at the white side, going into the light side, white to light, and then you go again into your dark side. Remember, the moment that you are in your dark side, not to go back to your lighter side or to your white side, because you will damage not damage, you will ruin it actually, because you will have a dark color where it should not go. So you decide how high you want to bring your your dark side. I'm going to show you quickly. So I have a very smooth blended ball there. Now, you can do that 4 to 5 times if that is what you wanted to do. We're not going to do it 4 to 5 times. Otherwise, we will have a lot of time doing one ball and not all the balls. I'm just putting something under my paper so that the texture of this is not hampering my shading. So this is the first one. We did it with a brush. So you can carry on because we did not press hard. We used medium pressure. Now, pencil shading plays a major role in realistic art. It can be defined as an art used to show the depth of the subject or the drawing. And the drawing is imaginative piece of art on the two-dimensional material, while the real subject is three-dimensional. So if I draw a face, that's three-dimensional. And we have to work on a two-dimensional paper. So that's why we have to use the shading. If you want to do art that is wow, you need to learn to use your pencils better than anybody else. And that's what we are doing today. Exactly the same thing, 2B and 5B. You're going to go and do your earbud circle. This is going to be with the earbud. I'm drawing a line there. Please don't draw lines when you want to show where you need to start, because a line is very definite. And if you don't erase that, you can keep it forever there. And if you erase it too harshly, it will also just stay there forever and ever. So I'm just showing that so that you can see where to start. And please do not smudge your paper by rubbing your hand over your drawing, because graphite will cling to your hand. Your hand has oil in it. Even if you washed your hands just now, it still has oils to protect your skin. So that's why I normally use a brush. If I want to wipe something off, I can do that. But if your brush is dirty, like the brush that we just used, you will dirty your paper as well. So be very attentive. So small circular movements. First, you do your light side. Light is also coming from this side. We're going to do the earbud. And afterwards, you can decide which one actually is something that you would use. It doesn't mean that you have to use them all. It's just to show you that you can use all of these. There are a lot more, but I use stuff that we normally have in home, except for the brush and the paper stump. The other things we do have at home. After your first layer, I'm going to give 2 layers for my first layer, my light pencil, so that I can blend it in a little bit darker, so that you guys can see what the difference is between the brush and the earbud. And then you go to your 5B or 6B pencil, take it in the middle, and then start halfway from your light shading. And remember to start lightly so that there's no harsh line there. You can always go darker at the bottom, but light in the middle. If you shade wisely by not starting very harshly and hard, you can always have a beautiful artwork. But if you start very hard, I lost my 5B. I'm doing it with a 4B again. Here's my 5B. There you go. I will tell you about the pencils just before we go to the next ball, so that if I didn't show you that, at least I did it in this video. I think I showed Anton and Anne and Renee, I think maybe Tamsin as well, but I don't think I showed it to the other children, students I mean. You're not children anymore, you're students. Okay, so I'm going to give 2 layers in my dark side. I will check who joined because I need to tell them what to do. And I want it to go a little bit darker. If you start on a medium pressure at the bottom, remember to go softer towards the first tonal value. Okay. Let me just see who joined. Danielle, Nicolas, Renee, Tamsin, and no, it's only us. That's fine. Okay, now we're going to go to our earbud. Get the earbud. Please make sure your earbud is clean. Yes, my earbud. Okay, please remember that you have a very harsh plastic in the middle. Well, it's not very harsh, but it's a hard plastic. And if you press hard on your tortillon, you can damage your paper because there is a sharp edge there. If you press too hard, it will indent the paper. So we're going to have the earbud like this. That will prevent us from pressing hard on it. It's like when you row in a rowboat, like an oar. It's gorgeous. Okay, you're going to touch the side with your earbud. So we're going to start again in the white, little bit of small circular movements. Do the white for me. From the light white to the white. Wow, use your words. Okay, so blend in. Don't press hard, remember. And just go to the dark side. Don't go into the darks, okay? Just the light side now. And you can just gauge if you are happy with your... I'm going to show you what I normally do. There I have a very harsh line for me, so I just go a little bit around that, not too much to cover that whiteness. I just want the whiteness to disappear gradually, but there must be some lightness still there. Now my tortillon is a little bit dirty, but not much. My paper stump. I'm going to use the dirty side still, and I'm going to touch now onto the, I'm going to go into the dark side, start blending that. And remember, as with the previous one with a brush, don't go back into your lights area with a dirty paper stump. I'm going to show you what to do when you need to take away a harsh line. So my paper stump is, oh my goodness, my earbud is very dirty. Now I'm going to turn it to the other side. Just turn it around, not the other side on this one, but the other side from the dirty side, and just blend the darkness a little bit more into the light color. If you need to make more darkness there, you can go back to your dirty side and lift it up if that's what you want. So you can play around with your earbud. Now that's just one shading. It's not nice. You can see it's not nice compared to the previous one. You have to go do quick another layer for me. 2B and 5B, and then you do exactly the same as we did with the brush and blend it again with a clean side of your earbud. Okay, I'm just going to fill up the graphite that was removed. Remember, if you want to do a beautiful drawing, you have to be patient and put enough graphite there for your drawing to be awesome. If you don't have enough graphite, but don't press hard, that's the secret. Normally people go and they press hard. They think if they press hard, the darkness will show. Yes, it will, but you have flattened your paper and you cannot add anything anymore. I can do about 3 or 4 or 5 layers like this, and then even after that, I can go and I can put detail in. I can put little things in that I wouldn't be able to do if I pressed hard from the beginning. So this is my first light layer, and then I'm going to go at the bottom, start medium pressure, take your pencil in the middle, medium pressure, work lighter towards the top side, medium pressure at the bottom, work lighter as you go higher. So you can do that for me. And then we're going to go back to the clean side of the earbud. But you can decide on your ball while you're shading there, I need to go lower or I need to go higher with my dog. And then you just adjust that. So I'm going to go nearly finished. Small circular movements, medium pressure at the bottom, light pressure as you go higher. Don't have to go. We're not going to do shadows today. That's going to take a long time. But every ball, if the light is coming from this side, will have a shadow that we will have to think of. But we're not going to do shadows today. Okay, I am happy with that. I'm going to use my clean butt. Not that side now. I'm going to use a new side. And I'm going to start again in the white. Small circular movements, make it nice and soft. So let's think about a way to use this. Say, for instance, you need to do a background and your background needs to be fuzzy. You can use the brush, you can use the earbud, all the items that we're going to use today, you can use for backgrounds, and you can use it even for when you do a face, when something needs to be smooth. So your arsenal of things to use is just expanding a little bit more. Okay, I don't need to shade that in more because I'm sort of happy with that one. So for now, we did a brush and we did a earbud. Why can't we use our fingers? Because we will put oily marks on the paper. And have you seen, if you have an oily thumbprint on your paper, your graphite will glide over that, or will, the other thing that it actually does, it keeps all the graphite in one place. That's why the investigators use sort of a graphite powder for dusting for thumbprints. That's what they do, because your oil is left all over the paper, or all over the window if you are a thief. Okay, I actually like the brush and the earbud. You might not. Just want to have a, sorry, I just coughed. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to use a tissue. I just want to show you how to fold your tissue, even toilet paper as well. I'm going to take this away so that you can see properly. This is your tissue. I want you to fold it in half, or your toilet paper, fold it in half like that. Okay, and then you're going to fold it in half again. Okay, when it's folded in half, you're going to get your halfway mark again. Okay, and then you're going to take this side and form a rectangle like that. And you do exactly the same on the other side, form a rectangle like that. Now you have a triangle again. Now what you're going to do, I'm doing it upside down today, so that's why it's difficult for me. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this end, and look what I'm doing now. I'm taking it to the middle so that it overlaps, but it goes a little bit beyond there. And I'm going to do the same with this one, taking it to the middle like that. Now I have an arrow point. And then I'm going to fold it together like that. And now I have a point that I can use. It's not as stiff as a paper stump, but this is how we're going to use the tissue or the toilet paper. Okay, so let's do the shading, and then we can fold this one again if you forgot how to fold it. We're going to start with the 2B and the 5B, and we are going to do our tissue circle. Again, take your pencil at the end of your pencil shaft and lightly do 2 layers of the 2B. Small circular movements. Remember, if you do not have enough, if you just do 1 layer, your shading will not be as nice as it can be. Rather put 2 or 3 layers, work a little bit harder, and be proud of what you're doing. So put more layers on there and work with what you have. It's the same in painting. If you don't have enough paint, you can't paint. Your brush can't move it around, your brush can't blend it. It needs enough layers or enough paint. For this one, I'm going to do 2 layers. I don't like the tissue one that much, but you might like it. And I think most of you already did tissue blending already, so you should know this one. If not, if it's your first time, you have to tell me afterwards which one you liked, okay? I'm going to do 2 layers. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my 5B. All the balls will be shaded the same so that we don't waste time on different shading techniques, okay? So then I'm going to go to my 5B, and I'm also going to do 2 layers. 5B, you can take in the middle of the pencil and you can decide how you want to blend this. You can just blend it normally, or you can do the medium pressure to light pressure at the bottom if you wanted to do that. It's totally up to you, as long as we have a dark side on the other side of the ball. Small circular movements. Give at least 2 layers. Okay, I'm nearly there. You guys work faster than me. You have to be patient with me. I'm working upside down, which is fine with me. I like working upside down. Hey, if your tissue didn't stay folded, I'm going to show it again quickly. Okay, your tissue will be open like that. Fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And then find the middle, make a triangle, find the middle and make another triangle. My goodness. And then take this edge, bring it like that, take that edge, bring it there, and then just fold it in like that. Okay, and now you should have a sharp point. It might not be as stiff as a paper stump, but that's totally fine. So what I want you to do, start again in the middle between the white and the light, and very lightly just blend that in, blend that in. You know the drill. So I'm not going to talk that much now because I don't like tissue paper, and I normally struggle with this one because the tissue gave up on me yesterday with the adult class. And go to your dark side, and then again break the line between the dark side and the light side before you go totally into the darkness. Sounds ominous. Wow. Okay. If your tissue is dirty and you want to go back to your white or your light side, please just flip your tissue around, cover it again. Oh my goodness. Do the same thing and just cover that area so that you can use your tissue again. Okay, I'm going to do that because mine is dirty, and I'm just going to shade that a little bit more. Like I said, tissue is not my favorite, but it might be your favorite. If you did go over your lines, you can go and just clean up. You don't have to worry if you went over your lines. It's easier to work with a blended area than an area that was not blended. Okay, that should do it for our tissue. I'm not going to go for another layer and make it darker because I don't like the tissue one, but you guys can do that. So we have done 3 balls. We did a brush one, we did an earbud one, and a tissue one. If you have a paper stump, you can work with your paper stump for the next one. If you do not have a paper stump, do exactly what I'm doing with my paper stump with a clean earbud, okay? It will do actually the same thing, just the earbud is round and the paper stump is sharp. Okay, so exactly the same blending. You can actually do both these last circles, blend that in for me twice, 2 layers each. Okay, light is coming from this side again. So let's shade both these circles simultaneously so that we can just do the blending afterwards. Now remember I said I'm not going to do different types of shading. You're doing the same shading technique. You could have done your own one, but for unity and for getting the same results, I decided let's do this way. Because it's important to find out which way of shading is actually your way. Sometimes you will use all the shading like hatching. Sometimes you will do hatching randomly, crisscross. Sometimes you will do solid cross hatching, stippling. We're not going to do all of that today. That's for another day in a nice and fun way. But for today, I need you guys to do circular movements. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other one quickly as well. I want to start in watercolor in 2 weeks' time. So if you do not have watercolor, please let me know so that I can tell you how to make your own watercolor. Or if you can go and buy from Pick and Pay. If they do not have, I did go to the shop when my alarm went off, and I did go and get some watercolors there. Just the cheap ones, not the expensive ones, because we are practicing. We're not doing great artworks now. So if you need watercolor, I do have at home. You just let me know, okay? So I want to show you all the nice things that we can do. But for next week, we're still going to do pencil. And then the last 2 weeks of the month, I want to do all the techniques with watercolors. But if you can't go and buy, and you do have soft pastels, I'll show you how to make watercolors from that. Okay, second darker layer. Let's start there. That's my parrot making that noise. I actually covered her today because if I didn't cover her while I'm here next to her cage, she's going to talk with me, and she's going to talk louder than me because she hates it to be in a cage, and I have to keep her in the cage because my dogs don't like birds. So she's a little bit confined here. Not happy with that. Okay, second one. And then we can start with the blending of the paper stump or the earbud. And I'll show you the last one. For the last one, you can decide if you want to go afterwards, go find a soft cloth. Please don't use your, if you have glasses, there's a little bit of a cloth inside to clean your glasses. Don't use that, please. I'll show you what to use. But I didn't tell you guys about this one, so I just want to show you guys that there's even a better way still. If you have to do a big background, and you don't want harsh lines. How to do that then? Okay, let's do the paper stump. Now, normally, a paper stump is a paper that is pressed together very, very, very closely together. And then they make two sharp edges there. To clean it, you have, if it's dirty like this one, you can clean it on an eraser. You'll see and I'm turning my paper stump like that to bring the graphite to the eraser. It's sticking to the eraser. Now my paper stump will still be stained, but it will be clean. Okay, that's the first way to do that. Another way to clean your paper stump is to have fine sandpaper and then turn your paper stump in around while you clean it. But this will damage your paper stump a little bit because it will be a little bit more fuzzy, but it will take off the dirtiness. If you do not have a paper stump, you're going to do the same thing with your earbud. Okay, so what I want you guys to do, and now I'm going to show it to you like this. You're going to start on the light side. Remember, a ball is round, so we can't go straight. This is the only place where we can go straight. So in from the dark side, no, not in the dark side, from the dark side upwards, we're going to go straight in the middle. But on that side, we have to curl, and we're going to do flicks like that. And when I go to this side, I'm going to curl it to that side. Now, normally when I blend circles, I don't do flicks always. I do circular movements. That's why I said I'm going to do it differently today, so to show you a different way. If you didn't do circular movements with me yet, then I can show that to you later. Now you're going to go in your dark side in the middle again, bring it a little bit higher, bring it a little bit higher, and you will see your graphite will go a little bit lighter because the paper stump and the tissue and the brush takes a little bit of the graphite and hold onto that. So just be careful that you don't dirty your hand here. Rather put something over there so that you don't smudge there. So we are using flicks like that. So we are having a little bit of stripes. But for this one, we do need to have more graphite. But can I show you a nice way to do that? With your 8B or 6B pencil, I want you to do a graphite farm. A graphite farm is when you go on a different piece of paper and you just put graphite down like a lot. So I've put some graphite down with my 8B pencil. I want to go back to this one, but I don't want to put layers again. That's going to be time consuming. I'm in a hurry now, let's pretend. And then I want some graphite. So I'm going to go on my 8B that I did there, and I'm going to put it back there. So I'm graphite farming. Can you see I'm putting back some graphite? Okay. Shh. You. Okay. Just to put some graphite back. So I'm not cleaning my tortillon or my paper stump. I'm dirtying it with a very dark color. So we call that graphite farming. There's a farm, they have graphite, and I just put it on there. Sometimes this works quicker than doing layer by layer. Can you see that your tortilla or your paper stump or your earbud is dirty now? You can use that. And if I draw here, you will see I have enough still to draw there. Okay, now we're going to go to the one that you do not have. I'm just going to show you. Um, the guys who wash, if you wash a car, then you would know what a chamois is. A chamois is a leather um, piece of material that's leather, and it can be very harsh. You get one that's very, very, very hard, and you do get one that's soft. Now, the soft one is the one that I normally use, and you do the same that with this one that you used for with your tissue. But you can also use soft cloths like fiber cloths. You can use t-shirt material. You guys don't have that there now, so I'm just going to show you how I do mine. Fold it the same so that I have a sharp point, and then I'm going to start again. So you don't do yours now, leave yours until you find a piece of material that you can use. I'm going to do it quickly so that you guys don't have to wait too long. And I would use this one normally for big backgrounds. If I have to make a foundation color or tonal value for a big background, because the graphite is still on the material as well, so you can use it there where you have to go lighter, but you can blend it in so beautifully with a piece of material like this. So if you find a soft chamois at home, ask mommy to just give you a little piece. This one is not that big. So I'm using this quite often. If I do more layers than that, can you see the smoothness there? If I do more layers, it will be beautiful. I normally use that for my, I don't use a paper stamp or tortillon in my faces. I use a chamois or I use a brush. For me, it's better to shade like that. Okay, guys, we are finished with the circles. I just need to tell you guys about the pencils. I said I want to tell you about the pencils. Now, if you have look at your pencils, you will find that there are always a number at the back. That number means the darkness and the lightness and the softness and the hardness of a pencil. I'm going to show you on this little piece of paper here. Quickly, I'm not going to take a long time. I'm going to write it with my pen so everybody can see. So there's a HB. That's the middle. Can't write upside down, but I'm gonna try. HB is the middle of all the pencils because there's an H that stands for hard. I have to write like this, and a B that stands for bold. Hard means it's a very fine point. It's not a big point, and bold means the pencil point is thicker. The hard point 2HHF up to 9F is, I'm going to show you like this, is, let me just get a pencil that is, let me find a pencil here. I'll use this one. This one is, okay, I'm going to show it like this. This pencil here, can you see the thick point that you have? That's a B pencil. This one is 8B. Now a big point like this means it can break easily because it's very soft. And then you will have a fine point. If I put them both together, oh, that's not a fine point. Let me just get a fine point. I normally have them together. Oh, yes, one. Can you see this one is very, very compressed, and this one is more softer than this one. This one, if I go on there, I have to press hard for you guys to see. That's an F or an H pencil. This one is the B pencil. I have the same amount of pressure and the B pencil is darker. If I go hard on this H pencil, I can tear the paper, but I have more lines that I can see. If I go hard on this one, The paper will flatten also, but you will have a dark area. So let me explain the pencils then. On that side, you will have your F, which stands for fine. You will have an H, you will have a 2H, and it will go up to 9H. Those are your hard pencil, technical pencils. We have a specific um, um, reason to use that. I will tell you later. And on this, okay, it doesn't break easily. It's hard. It's a small point, and it can tear your paper. And it's light. The H side is the light side of the pencil. On this side, you have your B, 2B, up to 9B. And your pencil points are becoming thicker, thicker, thicker. It's darker, 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 darker to that side, and it breaks easily if it falls. Now, let me show you why we need F pencils or H pencils. I'm going to use my 5B, and I'm just going to shade quickly. And I did a nice shading there, but you can still see my texture of my paper. Okay, this paper is a little bit more textured than this one, but I need to show you how to do that. So if I take my F pencil, or my H or my F pencil, I normally take it at the end because I don't want to press hard. And if I go lightly over that, it actually fills up the white spots of the paper. So I'll explain that now. I'm just going to do one little bit there. You can actually see it there. Let me turn it like that. More and more of the white paper is disappearing. So what happens? I'll explain it here. So your paper, this one is smooth, but it also has texture. This one has lots and lots more texture. So this one sort of, all of them looks like this. So if I take my B pencil and I shade on my paper, it actually just stays on the top of the paper. But when I take my F or my H pencil, it actually goes into the little nooks and crannies of the paper. So if I want to shade a face, I can go, I'll show you, this is my F pencil. I'm not pressing hard, guys. Look at the difference there. Can you guys see that? So it fills up every wrinkle and little hole in your paper. So don't throw away your technical papers. Okay, guys, let's go to the next one. The next one is the guys who joined late. You need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles, 10 centimeter in length and 1 centimeter fat in white, not white. Help me, guys. Length in breedte. I can't say that in English now. Okay, so the first one you divide in twos, so you would have 5 blocks. The second one you divide in 10, so each centimeter gets a faint line. The third rectangle is clean, and the fourth rectangle you will divide in 4 for me. So you will gonna write there at the bottom one, 2H, 4B, 6B, and 2B. And then on the first rectangle, you will have 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second one, you can number from 1 to 10. Okay, so if we look again at this value color checker or tonal value checker, you will see that there's a white side and there's a dark side. We're going to do 5, but we're going to start from the white to the black. And we're going to do it like this. Take your, let's put the numbers there as well. This is going to be 3B, and that's going to be your 6B. So we're going to use a 3B and we're going to use a 6B. Okay, with your 6B, you're going to go to your 5, But before you get to the line where the 4 is, you're going to press, not to press as hard, you're going to start hard, press hard, but when you get here, you have to go lighter for me. So fill up the whole 5 block with harsh pressure. I don't like harsh pressure, but we're going to do it quickly today, just to show you what is the reason for doing this one. But normally we would do it if we have more time, in layers. So before I get to this line where the 4 is, I just go softer on my pressure. So your block number 5 must be your darkest block. And it will be a little bit shiny now because we pressed hard. If it's not dark enough, you can use a 7B or an 8B, just so that we have a darkness there. Okay, now take your 3B. With your 3B, we are going to block number 3, and we're going to use medium pressure. And I'd like to have circular movements. But before I go to the 2, I must go lighter. And before I can stay the same for block number 4. But when you get to block number 2, please don't press medium pressure, go to light pressure, okay? Make sure that your 3B is lighter than your 6B. If not, go again, give another layer on your block number 5. I normally press hard, so I must be very careful. Now you're going to take your 5B, 6B. And with your 6B, you have to work between the block number 5 and block number 3. That means block number 4 must be lighter than the last block, but darker than block number 3. So you can decide what your pressure should be. Remember, it must be darker than number 3. Mine is shining so much because the light is falling on from a different angle. I actually can't see what I'm doing. So hopefully I'm doing a good job. Sorry, guys. Hopefully I'm back on my own space tomorrow. So you should have a dark block in number 5, lighter block in number 4, and even lighter block in number 3. Now we go to our 2B pencil. With our 2B pencil, we have to check between block number 3 and block number 1. So number 2, of course, is going to be darker than number 1 because 1 is white. So you have to go lighter than number 3. So quickly do that one for me. And when you get to the line where number 1 is, just make it gradually lighter and disappear in the white. We're not going to blend between the blocks today for that one, but I think we're going to do it with number 2, the second block. For the second block, I'm going to write down the pencils that I want you to use. If you do not have them, I will tell you which ones to use. That's going to be 2H, HB, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, and 8B. If you do not have a 7 or 8B, you are going to use your 6B a little bit more. So you can write that down if you wanted to. And then just put all the pencils ready for you to work with. 4B, 8, 2, 5. So get all your pencils ready for me. And then we can start on that one. 2H. Okay, so it's 2H, HB. Where's my HB? HB, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B. I need a 6B. 6B. I have so many pencils here, but they're not always the same pencils. And then I'm looking for my pencil, so I need a 6B. I can work with this. 2B. Yeah, BB. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start. You can start from the dark side to the light. Rubiki. She's going to talk now. You can start from your 8B working backwards to your 2H, and you will leave the one white. Or you can start from your 2H going darker to your 8B. If you do not have an 8B, you're going to use your 6B or 7B multiple times. And you can press hard for the last one. So you can decide. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to do that. Please make sure that we do not have to come back and blend them again. Can I show you one thing quickly? If you are, I'm going to do it very naughty and ugly, but to show you what to do. If you are shading in one block, go a little bit over, if that is the line, go a little bit over lightly, uneven lines. Because then, can you see there? Then you can go back with another pencil and start in that one, and there will be a seamless blend. Look at that. So I want you guys to do that. Okay, you can start, guys. I find that circular shading works the best for me, and random. I love random. I will show random to you if you don't remember what random is, if you don't know. Random is absolutely the one thing that all the art classes will never ever show you, because that is the best way to shade without having stripes and harsh lines and stuff like that. But for today, for for me to do, not to waste time, I'm going to do circular. That was my 8. I'm using different pencils, and you can see the quality. I'm using pencils that I'm going to show you guys. I actually bought this 2 months ago, and in this one you have 24 graphite pencils for 120 Rand, which is a lot of pencils for not too much money. But I'm not very happy with them yet, so I'm using them, but I'm just trying it out still. I will see why it doesn't make me happy. It's very scratchy. Where's my 7B now? Please don't rush this. This is where you can practice your skills with going from light to dark or dark to light. And this is where you actually try to find out your own way of doing things. That's my 7B. And now I need a 6B. So we might work on this page again if we run out of time, because I want to show you how to blend a ribbon with light and darks, and I want to show you the beautiful way of doing the last rectangle. That is an awesome way to do it, especially if you want a smooth transition. I'm still busy with the work that you sent in. I'm trying to find another way than to just do it on my phone. So that's why I'm a little bit behind with that, but I did receive most of the guys' work. If you find that you press too hard, always then talk yourself into the fact that you can take your pencil backwards. Don't have to take it in the front. The new pencils are very scratchy. They're the ones that I'm testing out. And I found that yesterday as well, that I struggled to get all the lines away. So it's always important to, when you go professional, not to use chippy pencils, especially if you don't know how they work. If you like them and they work fine, then chippy pencils are fine. But if they are leaving marks and scratches, then that's not what you want. You might be the next famous artist in the world, And if you carry on practicing, you will see it's not that far-fetched. Maybe one day Walt Disney will say to you, come work with me. I want you to draw me stuff. But for that, we have to practice, eh? I don't like to go from dark to light because I'm always a dark worker. I like to go very dark on my pencils. So today I decided, yesterday I did from light to dark. Today I decided to go from dark to light. When you get to your HB and your H to H, please go on the end of your pencil and tickle the paper. Don't press hard. The difference between a great pencil and a cheap pencil is the impurities in the cheap pencil. Stuff that makes your, or like I said now, scratch your paper, or you will have impurities in all pencils, don't get me wrong, because they have to purify it, and then they have to make sure there's no harsh things in there. But if it's too impure, I'll show you now what I mean about impure. You will see that you will have to work harder to keep it very, very nice. And that's not fun. You don't want to work harder, you want to work smarter. Make sure that if you go from dark to light, that in fact your blocks do get lighter and lighter and lighter. And then if you work from light to dark, make sure that your blocks go progressively darker. And you leave the number 1 as white. Now this might be very, very boring because it's a tedious exercise, and it can take some, it will be frustrating, but guys, let me tell you, if you do this, say 3 or 4 times a week, nobody will get to your way of blending. If you do this often, it's like riding a bicycle. You will always have that muscle memory. Don't throw these exercises away. Do them as often as you can. Okay. If you guys can just throw me a thumbs in the air if you are finished, so I can maybe see how fast. Okay, Tamsin is finished. Anton and Anne is finished. In, I don't know who this is, but that person is finished. And Danielle is finished. And let me see, who else is here? Mia is ook klaar. Thanks, Mia. Okay, Nicolas, is jy klaar hier nou? Renee is klaar. Wag nog net vir Nicolas om vir ons te sê hy's klaar. Nicolas, is jy fine? Okay, as almal klaar is, dan gaan ons nou na die volgende 3 reghoek toe. Ons het nog so 15 minute, so ek dink nie ons gaan by die laaste enetjie uitkom en dan doen ons hom môre en dan wys ek bitter graag vir julle hoe om 'n ribbon te shade op hierdie manier wat ons heel laaste gaan doen. Goed, nou wil ek hê jy moet jou nommer 5B potlood uithaal asseblief. Ek gaan myne skerp maak. So, ons gaan nou net met 'n 5B werk. Skerp potlode is altyd 'n lekker ding om mee te werk. Met jou 5B, nee, met jou 5B potlood gaan jy hierdie hele reghoek wat hier is, van lig na donker moet shade in one go. So wat jy kan doen, jy het mos nou hierdie een om jou te kan help. So jy kan begin aan jou ligte kant, of jy kan begin aan jou donker kant. Maak seker dat daar nie stop-starts is nie. Stop-starts beteken, as jy inkleur of shading doen, en jy gaan in 'n donker areaatjie toe, gaan dit so wys, daai is 'n stop-start. Hy moenie so lyk nie. So hy moet eintlik saggies weggewerk word. As jy ietsie wegwerk, as hierdie 'n 4B sou wees en 'n 5B, dan vat jy die 4B en jy werk hom uit. Maar nou gaan ons net met 'n 5B werk. So jy moet nou mooi weet, wanneer gaan jy ligter en wanneer gaan jy donkerder. Kom ons gee vir mekaar 10 minute vir dit, en dan wil ek graag hoor, watter een was julle favorite gewees, okay? Net met 'n 5B. Like I said, it's so important to make friends with your pencils. You have to know what your limits are. You have to know what your pencils can do. And if you have a problem in one area, then find a way, either through your pencils or your blending materials, how to eradicate that problem. You want to be the best artist that you can be, but you don't want frustration. Now, this is frustration because we have to practice this. But if you practice this enough, we don't do this enough. We don't do it at school enough. We don't do it at home enough. We don't do it enough for us to have a beautiful muscle memory. It's like an athlete trying to practice for the Olympics. If he only practices once a week or once a month, he will not be the top athlete. Exactly the same with art. We have all the know-how, we have all the tools, and that will not bring us to where we want to go. We have to put in the work. Nicholas said one day his father sings, and my husband also sings, and I know it drives me crazy when he starts practicing and singing because then I can't do anything. And but he has to do that. He has to practice. If he doesn't practice, his voice will not keep as clear and as beautiful as it should go. So yes, you have to practice. And the same with art. If you watch YouTube videos, you will see people are so gorgeously busy there. But let me promise you, they just didn't just start and then they got to where they are. They practiced before. And what they normally do as well is they delete or erase their mistakes because they don't want you to see the mistakes. Nobody wants you to see their mistakes. But they practiced and they practiced and they practiced. That's important. If that's the only thing that you have heard today, then that's fine. So with one pencil, we did from light to dark. So sometimes you don't need all the pencils. When you just do a drawing that's not that important. But let me tell you, most of the time when you do a professional commission where you get paid for that, you just can't just do it with one pencil. You need to have your F pencils. I showed you the F and H pencils that actually goes into the nooks and crannies that helps to keep your blending smooth and awesome. So don't throw away your F pencils. Don't throw away anything. You keep all your pencils. I want to show you tomorrow about a pencil extender. I'm going to write it down here so that I don't forget about the pencil extender. And where's my pen? So that's important. I need to show you that. So when you get back to the shops and you can buy that for me. Pencil extender. I don't have small pencils, but some people in my class have. I'll show you guys just this much left of a pencil. Now that is very, very small. So what Annika decided was to, Annika Lau, she decided to keep all her little pencils like this and put it in a funeral tin. She calls it a funeral tin. So she throws all the little bits in there, and what she's going to do with that, she's either going to do make a necklace for her with the pencil points, or she's going to use it for a frame for one of her drawings. That's what she says she's going to do. I'm not sure if she did that already. So what we did today is we did blending with a brush. We did blending with an earbud. We did blending with a tissue. We did blending with a paper stump. And I did with a soft cloth, a chamois. Okay. And then we did a 5 scale tonal value thingy. I don't like that really because I press hard and then I have to work very hard to keep the others light. But that is a good thing to start practice with. Then we did the 10.1, 10-point scale, and you guys did great. And now we did one with just one pencil. So I'm going to cut it short here because tomorrow I want to show you the special one. And I want to show you the leaves. I have 2 leaves here. And I want to show you the ribbons as well. But I'm going to get you guys on gallery view so that I can see you. And I want you to show me with a thumbs up if you liked it. And there's no thumbs down, but there's a hand clap if you didn't like it. So I'm going to ask you guys to show me, and I'm going to count them like yesterday as well. How many did like to shade with a brush? Tamsin did, Anton did, and Mia did. Anay, jy het ook gelyk. Jy het ook, so dis 4. En wie is hierdie enetjie wat 'n hande klap gegee het? Wat is jou naam?
Tannie, dis Sharnay.
Ai, Sharnay, so jy het nie daarvan gehou nie. Okay.
Nee.
Dankie, Sharnaytjie. So, can you see that not all of you will like that one? So that was about 6 that liked it and 1 who didn't. On the earbud, can you guys show me if you liked that one or didn't like it? So let's see. Most of you liked the earbud. That's strange because I don't like the earbud that much. I liked it, but not that much. Nicolaas, het jy van hom gehou? Ek dink Nicolaas se oorfone is weer af. Okay, so all of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 about, like the earbuds. The paper stump. Did everybody use a paper stump? Okay, almal like it vir my. Dankie, Nicolaas. So everybody except for Renee. Reneetjie, het jy met die oorstokkie gedoen?
Nee, Tannie, ek het met 'n paperstamp gedoen, maar ek weet nie Tannie, ek sê so mal oor hom nie.
Okay. Ons het hom op 'n ander manier gedoen vandag, so ek kan dit verstaan. So ons het 6 wat daarvan gehou het en 1 wat nie so mal was oor hom nie. And then we did the tissue. Did I do the tissue yet? No, I didn't. Did you guys like the tissue? Tamsin said no. Sharnay said yes. Renee said yes. Anton hulle said yes. Everybody else said no. So it's 6-1 again. It just goes to show you guys that we are not all the same. Let's quickly go to this side here, the 5 scale. Who found that difficult to do? Everybody was fine. Anton, het jy dit difficult gefind? Okay, Anne ook. I'm just going to ask now who found it difficult. Okay. The 10 scale, who found that difficult? Everybody was fine with that one. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, Anton, ek sien. And then just with one pencil. That was difficult. Renee sê sy het dit nie gehou nie. Sharnaytjie sê sy het daarvan gehou. Mia sê nee, dankie. Tamsin sê yes. Danielle sê nee, dankie. Do you guys see how difficult this is? Anton said it's fine. Dankie, Anton and Anne. It's difficult to use one pencil and go from one to lightness to darkness. And that is actually where you have to start now, Danielle and Tamsin, because that's your weak point then. If you don't like it, remember that's your weak point. So work on your weak points, but keep on working more and more on your strong points, because you want to, hello Zainiki, you want to be the best artist. You want to be the guy that they're going to come to and ask for advice. So what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to do a different type of shading with this one. I'm actually going to ask you guys to do another rectangle from 10 centimeters by 1 centimeters next to that one, and don't divide it into anything. So we're going to do two rectangles tomorrow, and both of them are going to be special. Okay, and then we're going to shade 2 leaves. Let me just take away the speaker view. We're going to do 2 leaves tomorrow. So 2 rectangles we're going to do, 2 leaves, and then I'm going to ask you to draw this one tomorrow with me, and we're going to shade it with 3 pencils. So that's going to be what we're going to do tomorrow. I am so proud of you guys. You guys are sticking through this, and you are doing wonderful work. The stuff that you guys sent me is awesome, awesome, awesome. Please keep on sending them. I'm a little behind, but I will send back my feedback, and then I will see you tomorrow. Let me just see. Tamsin, I did like it. I gave it a thumbs up for the 5. Oh, sorry, Tamsin. Tamsin, that's good news. I'm going to write you there. Tamsin said yes. Goodness. Sorry about that, Tamsin. Okay, guys. Nicholas, dankie dat jy vandag hier was. Danel, Mia, Tamsin, Sharnay, Anton, wat ek gaan almal se name gou weer sien. Anay, en hulle is al weg. Hulle is nog hier so. Zani, en wie is daar nog? Wat ek vergeet. Ek sien julle môre weer. Môre sien ek julle weer 1 uur, en van my maand af is daar ander tye. Ek het die tye dieselfde, daar's nie ander tye nie. Ek het die tye dieselfde gehou, maar as dit vir julle pla, laat weet my, want ek het net die elementary se tye geskuif. Miskien wil jy vir my sê, ons kan nou miskien dit op 'n later of maandag hou, of wat. Dat weet my, dat ek weet as daar 'n probleem is. Ek weet Nicolaas se ma het gesê hy het baie huiswerk wat hy moet doen, en daar's baie goeie wat clash. So Nicolaas mamma moet vir my sê watter dae is jy so vry soos 'n voeltjie, okay? En dan werk ons met dit. Ek is baie trots op julle. Sien julle dan môre 1 uur, en lekker werk. En dan dankie julle vir my 'n extra rectangle byteken. Okay. Thanks Tamsin, thanks Sharnay, Mia, Danel, Nicolaas, Renee, Anne, Zani en Anton. Sien julle môre, hoor. Bye.